Hey guys and girls, if my buddy Johnny Morris, founder of Bass Pro Shop, was here, he would say, tell me right now, happy fishing today, Jimmy. He starts his day off by saying, happy fishing. Can you go fishing and not be happy? One of the great things about my job is I get to test a lot of new baits. I get to help design a lot of new baits. And one of the baits that we worked on for about a year with Lucky Strike was this bait right here, and it's a Lucky Creature. And it's a creature type bait, but here's the big thing about this we did with Lucky Strike. We put the new Hydra tail tails on it out here. You see this hydra tail? You can look at that right there. It's got a concave in there. It comes up a flat side and a concave. Incredibly great action. And now we finally have the baits out on the market. They can't hardly keep them in the shelf. They're selling great. I'm rigging this in totally just Texas style today. Now I might fish a little bit with a Lucky Craw also. I've got some Lucky Craws with me. And we got all these baits. We got all brand new fancy packaging like they have nowadays, a yellow packaging like this. Come in a clamshell, so you take them out and put them in there. But it's just a great situation. And it's always fantastic to get to fish with baits that you helped design and that you field test them for about a year before we ever got them on the market. So let's get at her today. We've got a beautiful late spring day. Worm fishing should be fantastic. Craw fishing, creature fishing. Let's get after it and see what happens. Come here, baby. Come here, sugar. Ooh, that's a big sugar. Ooh, that's a big sugar. Ooh, that's a big sugar. Whoa, golly, meaner than snot. Golly, what a fish. Oh my goodness. I have fished for 2 or 3 hours and had 2 bites and lost both of them. But that's a way to start right there. That's a big boy right there. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. I got my spot lock set. Look at that fish. Holy moly. God, it's a giant. Good gosh. Good gosh. Whoa! Look at that giant. That's a 7-pound fish. Holy smokes. Yeah, I got him hooked good. I don't know how those other 2 come off. I've had 3 bites is all I had. I had 2 bites on that blue one. God, look at that fish. That's a giant. That's a 7-pound fish. Right here is where spot locks works. It's weight and gold. I hit my spot lock and I'm sitting right here, not moving even though the wind's blowing. I'm way back in a cove. I haven't got out in the wind too much. I've been trying to stay back in pockets. God, what a giant fish. Well over 7 pounds. What a way to start. What a way to start, my goodness. My goodness sakes alive. Oh my goodness, I've fished. It's after lunch time right now, so I've fished 2 or 3 hours, easy, maybe 3 hours. I don't know. I lose track of time, but we got kind of a late start. Got caught behind a wreck this morning, sitting on interstate forever. But we got a long day this time of the year. Can fish a long time tonight. And we may have to, the way they're biting. The wind is blowing out of the north. It's blowing really hard. So I've tried to get back in pockets and get out of the wind as much as I possibly can. But it just hadn't been paying off. I mean, I've had 2 bites all day long. Ooh, a minute. My spot lock is in a tree up there chopping wood. You hear it? Well, that's not a very good rig, Jimmy. You gotta have that baby straight. A little bit further back. That's better. All right. Woo, man. Right on the edge of that deep grass. Not a big one, but right on the edge of that deep grass. A spot lock where I don't run off. It's a small one. But I'm going to tell you, as hard as bites are to come by today, the wind's out of the north. It's after that big front. We have bluebird skies, and that's about all the excuses I can think of. No, I can give you a few more. But the wind is beginning to lay a little bit. It was ferocious this morning. And I only got 1 leg left on that little lucky critter also. That fish was right on the edge of the deepest grass. I don't know if that means anything. The other fish I've got have been about 10 foot deep. That one's probably a little bit deeper than that. I don't think he bit deeper than that. Yeah. Boy, he got that thing so easy, it was amazing. I mean, got that thing by that tree. I just didn't, I felt him just tick it, just barely tick it. I wasn't totally 100% sure when I set the hook. When in doubt, whip it out, right? Nice fish, too. Nice fish. Come here, baby dog. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I got my third color on. I've caught one on each color. That was on a green pumpkin right there. That's a pretty fish right there. That's a nice one. Boat's gonna swing around because I hit my spot lock and hold me right here where I can throw in that tree again, but that's a good fish right there. It is a difficult bite under this high pressure. The day after, actually second day after a cold front. And the cold front is what caused all the rain. But they're just not biting very good. I keep thinking I'll find a place where there's quite a few of them and be able to catch several in one spot. So far, I haven't found that spot. I'm using a Jimmy Houston Blaze Series rod. I got a loose titanium on it. It's the purple on the reel matches the purple on my rod. I love that. That's my favorite combination right there. That's a new Blaze Series rod, $59 rod, $380 reel. What a combination though. There's another one. Yep. 2 fish out of that tree. This is what I've been looking for. Oh, golly, Jimmy. Man, I could have sworn he was bigger than that. Well, catch a good one, catch a little one, catch a good one, catch a little one. We'll take for that and we'll settle for that. Just so you'll know, if you come back when you weigh 8 pounds, you'll get some good sugar. Just so you'll know that. All right. He might have swallowed it. He had it quite a while. Yeah, he might have swallowed it too. I didn't know that guy had it. I was sitting down here like a big dog. You swallow it, buddy? Yes, I did, Jimmy. What do you expect? You're supposed to set the hook quicker than that. Oh, that's why you fish with barbless hooks. When you make a mistake like that, my goodness sakes alive. How far down there do you have that, guy? Open your mouth. I'm going to help you out here. Ah, forceps. Not bleeding, so that's good. I can't find the hook. I'm getting a hold of his worm. I don't think we're going to be able to use that little lucky craw again. Get all the pieces out. Oh, I was trying to do the wrong side of it. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. Not bad at all. That fish should be fine. Let's hope. Dear Lord, I pray that you keep that fish alive. He didn't know that he had an idiot on the other end of the line that was not going to set the hook when he should have. He just thought he had a lucky creature to eat for dinner. Amen. One of the things that makes this bait so special, the big deal is the tail. Those tails, those paddle tails on there. See those paddle tails that have that little paddle right there on the end of it? That's the deal right there. That thing right there. You see how wide that is there? The action, I'll show you in the water a minute ago. And the texture of that bait, it's soft enough that it just feels, it feels so good in a fish's mouth. But you can catch several fish on it if you can keep the bluegill from eating the tails of it off. You can catch several fish on it. And the other thing is it's got salt in it. So it's got salt in it, and I've always liked salted baits. You know my buddy Gary Yamamoto that had Yamamoto lures? The baits he has made for himself to use personally, he doubles the salt. That's right, doubles the salt. I wonder if I could get Lucky Strike to double the salt for some for me. It's a thought. It's a thought. If that happens, I'm not going to tell anybody. Doubles the salt. And that makes the bait a little bit heavier, is what it does. But it's a good enough texture you can catch several fish on it, yet it is not so hard you can't get really good hook sets. And here's the deal. Look at this thing in the water. This is the deal. Look at that. Look at that. See those tails? See the tails? That's what makes it a killer right there, is those tails. Come here, little guy. Little baby one. Oh, he's not bad. Not bad. He was up shallow. When you're not catching them, you're not catching them in a lot of places. They went my lucky creature. Oh, still, buddy. Boy, you talk about barely hooked. You look at that. I mean, he just barely hooked. I mean, he's hooked good, but just barely a little. Yeah, could have missed that fish pretty easily. Nothing wrong with that. On a hard day, that's a beauty. A beauty, beauty, beauty. Just keep chunking and winding, Jimmy. Come here, baby. Boy, he was right on the bank. I mean, right on the bank. Maybe that's where they are. Maybe I've been fishing too deep. God, he's strong. Holy moly. Hey, pulling like that 7-pounder. He's not nearly as big, but he's a nice one. Come here, baby. Woo. Thought I saw my worm flop off. Oh, I saw the back part of it flop off. He's still wanting to fight. God, he's a mean one. That girl grows up to be 10 pounds. She'll pull you in the lake. When you got a situation like we got today, where by golly, I mean, it's just almost not a bite. You got to try everything. I mean, I've fished deep, I've fished shallow. That's the shallowest I've caught one by far. I've fished, but I've been fishing up on the bank quite a little bit. I have fished wood, I fished rocks, I fished grass, lots of grass. I fished just a little bit of everything. Right, use up a package of Lucky Strike. Run this, it won't blow out. That fish back over here out of the wind. I mean, he wasn't very, in fact, I thought when he first bit it, it might have been a bluegill. And it felt a little bit more solid, so I thought I better jerk. I've been getting quite a bit of bluegill bites. But when you hit a situation like this, you just got to try it all. I mean, that's just all there is to it. You just got to try it all. What is happening is, without a doubt, now I caught that fish in about 2 foot of water right on the bank. And you know, you're saying, well, Jimmy, what are you doing now? You turn around throwing out there in 10, 15 foot of water and letting it go down a treetop. Right. Because I have no pattern really. I simply caught that fish shallow was all. The only place I've caught 2 fish in one spot was that one tree, and it was in 14 foot of water. So, you know, there was a couple fish there. Right on the bank, right on the bank. I mean, right on the bank. About the same as that other one. Might be bigger, I don't know. He is bigger, yep. Look at that. It's almost 6 o'clock and I've got to do that deal at 7. So I don't have much time left to fish. Woo, that's a nice one right there. You know, this is one of those days though, as hard as it's been, this is one of those days where if you was in a tournament, now you take the best 5 fish that I've caught today, walk up to the scales in a tournament, and of course one of them was a 7-pounder, another one was about probably 4.5, that one up there was over 3. You know, those 3 fish right there are for 14 pounds. You put a couple of those nicer, smaller ones with it, and you got a pretty nice string of fish that you walk to the scale with. You're not ashamed of it at all, even though it's been very, very difficult catching the fish. Come here, baby. Come out of that grass. Come up out of that grass, baby. Oh, God, dogs, I can't believe how strong these fish are. I tried to get him over that grass and I couldn't get him. He's not a big one either. I mean, he's nice, very nice, but he's not a giant. Pretty stout. Boy, he was a light bite. I'm telling you, he was a light bite. Did you swallow that thing? I might not even felt the bite then. He's got it pretty deep. He swallowed it. Oh, another operation, Jimmy. You got to do this right, son. Don't want to hurt that fish. You have to sacrifice a worm, generally. I get that just right. I'll turn right out of there. He bleeding? Nope. Yeah, baby. Do I have to sacrifice my worm? It looks pretty haggard, doesn't it? It looks pretty merle, doesn't it? You look a little merle there, buddy. Might be a bluegill. Oh, that's not a bluegill. Oh, it is a bluegill. Oh, look at that pretty thing. These guys have been bugging me all day long. Look how he's got that lucky creature down in his mouth. He got the whole thing down there. Look how his mouth is not as big as anything. And yet he got that whole bait down in his mouth. Look at that. That is amazing. Look at there. Look at there. That is a big, beautiful. That is a copper-nosed bluegill right there, and he weighs about 3/4 pound. That's a real big, beautiful fish right there. He is a dandy. That's what's been biting my baits, and I hadn't set the hook on him. And I knew it was a bluegill. I said, I'll set the hook on him anyway. And then I thought it wasn't because he fought good. That is a beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Oh my gosh, it's 6:33. I gotta quit here in any time. I'm gonna put one more brand new bait on. I got just about 15 more minutes until actually what happened to my baits? Did I lose those baits? Oh, there they are. I thought I laid them under some rod and reels so they wouldn't go out. Only have 2 left in the package. 2 left in the package. One left in the package. Get your little tails back in there, guy. I don't mess your tails up. Man, slippery. Slippery little rascals. And another 26 minutes. We have to lay the phone down and get on the phone. By the way, you know, we are going to be at that big Bigfoot festival down in I think it's maybe Morristown, Tennessee. It's on Cherokee Lake. I think it might be Morristown. I can't remember exactly. Big Bigfoot festival. My buddy Tim Girardi will be there from Duck Dynasty. My buddy the Turtle Man, he'll be there. You know, always hollering and screaming around. Lots of people there. It's a Bigfoot and paranormal. Like the Ghostbusters will be there too. And I'll be there, I think, in August. I don't know the exact date, maybe August 3. If it's not August 3, it's one of those other days in August that I'll be there. But when you encounter a day like this, now this is a beautiful late May spring day, and you don't think about cold fronts or after cold front conditions this time of the year. You just don't, because it's beautiful. I'm out here in short sleeves at 70 degrees. I think may have got into 72 or 73 even today. About 50 degrees this morning. Very definitely a cold front, very definitely cold front conditions. And let me tell you exactly what happens when you have a cold front come through. You have low pressure comes in, the pressure drives down very, very low. Fish get very active, they feed a lot. You have thunder, lightning storm, rain is what we had this time of the year. Sometimes it's hail and snowstorms and stuff like that. This was a lot of rain. And then the low pressure went out, the high pressure came in to dominate. High pressure ran all the clouds out of the state. Probably not a cloud anywhere in the state of Oklahoma right now. Look around. When I say that, sometimes there's usually a big old cloud right behind me. No clouds anywhere. And so what happens when that happens is the fish strike zone gets very, very small. In other words, that area around the fish that he'll get a bait, the strike zone gets tiny. Where it may be this big or this big before that front, it may be this big or this big or this big. You literally got to get your bait in that very small strike zone. So what you got to do, you have to peruse every little piece of cover as diligently as you can. Instead of on a structure, a tree, or a point of moss, or edge of a boat dock, or something like that, instead of making 1 or 2 or 3 throws in there, you might make 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 throws in that spot. You might make a pitch in there, a throw in there, move over 4 inches, move over 4 inches, move over 4 inches, make 4 or 5 or 6 throws, because that fish is not going to move very far to get your bait. Basically, you got to hit them right in the head is what you got to do. But if you'll stay with it, and if you'll keep pitching out there, you'll get some bites. And can I tell you, usually some of them will be really, really big ones. Guys and girls, whack them.